Hey guys, got a little surprise for you today. Welcome back to AK Addicts. Well, I didn't do it, but let me shut off this phone. My brother-in-law had a little success on the line here. And so, we'll show you what he got here. There we go, nice big female wolf. So I thought maybe today, I'll have to go and get another battery it looks like, but thought maybe today we could do a little video on how I skin wolves, not necessarily how you do it, but the way I do it. So I already started because I forgot to start the camera. Been a few years since I've done a wolf, so it's kind of getting back into practice here. And he did get it in the snare, but he showed up soon enough to where it wasn't dispatched all the way. So one thing I do is I split that first pad when I'm taking on the feet, because these are a nightmare to get turned out if you don't. I mean, some people can do it obviously better than me, but I'm just sit here and skin these out. And then what I do is I just get to this ankle part right here, and then a little past that with the skinning, and then I take the foot off right there. And then once I have the animal skinned, then I can just hang it from the winch and I can knuckle each one of them. And it makes it a lot easier for me anyways. But nice wolf, you know. Another moose killer down, another calf killer gone out of the woods. Like I said, it's been a few years, so we'll see how much I mess up. I'll try not to mess up anything. Don't make any money if you screw up the hide. Yeah, maybe we'll get lucky this week or next week. We'll see. The wolves seem to be gone from our area now, so he said this was the only one in the area, so at least he got him. But it takes me 4 or 5 hours to get a wolf done up good. And I have to go to the big city tomorrow, so what I'll end up doing is skinning it. And then after I get her skinned up, I'll flesh it, and then I'm just going to ball it up, put it away, and then I'll see what time it is, if I knuckle it and turn the ears and the nose and everything today or not. I can always put it in the fridge. It looks like Mark's here with his boy to come check it out. Like I said, then what I do is I just sit here and I just go like this. Cut that tendon, cut that. But I'll keep you posted here shortly. I'm going to keep going on this. Alright guys, well, we got this one done. Like I said, let's see if I can grab a foot here. I leave the foot in them, and then I can hook this around my winch right here, and I can pull down and I can skin this and knuckle and all that stuff. Just seems easier for me. But for now, it's just a lot of slow cuts, monotony. And like I said, if we're going to skin for taxidermy, you got to have everything. So we're going to make sure it has all of its parts. Well, that wasn't too bad. It's been a few years since I did a wolf, so I think once we get past these legs, it'll speed up a little bit. Get past the tail. But I do like the way they turn out. Got the old winch grunting there a little bit. That's what I get for buying a $90 winch. Definitely not what I thought I was going to be doing today. That's okay. maybe with what I paid. I just buy these off my brother-in-law or whoever, and then try to make a little bit of money on top of it. Like I said, I don't think I have time to do everything today, because if I put it on a board today and I got to go to the city tomorrow, by the next day this thing will be so hard to turn. So I think I'll just flesh it and everything and ball it up and finish it in a couple days, get it on board. Oh man, the winch is nice. Alright, well, I'll keep skinning on this. And take your time. You're in no hurry. And like I said, this is by far not how to do a wolf. You know, this is how I do them. So, I'll get this all skinned down, get her to the tail, and I'll bring you guys back. Okay, my stripping tool does work on this once you get down so far. But I tend to split it a little bit. I got to get her down a little ways. So let's see if we can get a better view of what I'm doing here. So we split her down the back of the tail a little bit. I'm going to skin her down a little ways. Then I can use my stripper on it. And we can go from there. Like most animals, I think the tail's pretty important, so be real careful with it. You know, I don't think anybody wants a bobtailed wolf. Just a little bit at a time here. And then I'll try to put my tail stripper on it here soon. See if I can just peel it off. And if I can, great. I don't know if I can do it yet. We'll give it a try though. Nope. We'll be skinning a little bit more here. As long as you follow that tail, you're okay. These wolves hold on to their fur, I'll tell you what. Definitely not skinning a marten, that's for sure. Shit, I'd already been done with 10 of them. Okay, maybe 3 or 4. Ooh, I kind of nicked the side of the tail there a little bit. Don't want to do that. Slow and steady. Try again. There we go. Now she's moving. There we go. Piece of cake. We'll find a split. Find our little cutter in here. Now we get a nice straight line. Let's see here. There we go. Nice and clean. All the way to the end. Okay. Now I'm going to work on skinning this thing down its back. And, yeah. Let's see if I can get my legs together yet. I cannot. A little bit more and then I'll tie it off, hook it to the floor and use the winch. But I better go let my one dog in too real quick, and then I'll finish this. Alright guys, we're going to do these front legs real quick. Hopefully you can see. Once again though, I'm going to split this front pad. And let's see, let me grab a different knife here. And we're only going to go to the elbow though, that's it. But I find it's easier to have this part done. Then I tend to go around that dew claw pad or whatever it is there. Keep it to one side. But I like to get this done first and get this front leg off before I skin her down any farther. That way that hide's not in my way. Okay. Ooh, that foot was starting to freeze a little bit. It's weird. Some gelatin or stuff in there, almost like it was caught in a leg hold too. But I'm pretty sure it was just snare. I just cut the snare off just now. So there, I don't know if there's a real wrong way to do this. I'm sure there is. But I think as long as you respect the animal as best you can and do the best job you can, you've done everything you can to respect the animal. So that's what I try to do. Let's see here. See if we can get a little better view on what I'm trying to do here. There we go. And I do the same thing here, but you know, there's a lot less foot here, so try to skin her out a little bit here. But I just find it a lot easier to get this done first. Get that tenon cut. There we go. Should have put my apron on. Now I'm going to be all bloody and nasty, but that's okay. Everything will have to go in the wash. Shoes, everything. He said he shot it with a 22, but boy, I'll tell you what, it went through and through. Which always kind of makes a bloody mess. See, I ain't got much more left on my winch. Guess I could lower it, tie a rope around the waist and lift it up. That'll give me some height. Let me do that and I'll bring you guys back. There we go, I just wrapped the snare around its waist there. Get it up here where you can work on it. So you don't slip and screw something up. So I just gotta get that freed up so I can cut that joint there. And then when you get to this point, the legs are done. You just pull them through and you're not fighting anything. Pretty sure you know where your knife is, though. You don't want to cut that fur. Find that joint right there. There we go. Sometimes the legs will pop. There we are. And there we go. So I'm gonna do the other one, and then we'll keep skinning. All right, everybody. Well, we got the feet out, so that's good. They're ready to go. I'll lower this down a bit. And actually, I think I could probably tie those feet up now and use the winch to help me along here. I got a hook in the floor here. It's a bloody mess. Let's see here. I have a rope here. I'll take these two front feet, or back feet, excuse me. And we can move this as we go. Come here. Let's see here. Let's go through this one. Well, that's going to be kind of long. We'll see if we can't get it up as high as we can here. See if we can make it work. Okay. It's everywhere. There we go. Let the winch do the work for a little bit. Looks like another wound, a pass wound on this side. Really, for me, the biggest pain in the butt is the armpit on the front leg. Once I can get this hide, though, to really stretch over the front legs, I can grab it good with that rope, and we can stretch on it pretty good. Got a big old melon. Oh, we can do that, too. What did we break? Okay. Time to do a repair. Well, it looks like the cable pulled out of the cable clamp. So let's see if we can't fix that, and we'll bring you guys back when we get a little farther. Alright guys, we'll try not to be as aggressive until I buy another cable clamp. Obviously got to put two of them on there if we're going to be doing this. I wonder if brother-in-law is shooting a Magnum or something, because regular 22, I wouldn't think it went completely through, but it did. And that must be the entrance hole there. Or is it exit? I don't know. We'll find out. This is pretty big over here, so I'm guessing this would be the exit. That's right. Little sinew and a sewing needle. And we'll make that hole disappear. Okay, blood. It's already got enough blood on it, so I'd like to keep it at least somewhat clean. I'm going to keep skinning on this though, and then we get to another part like the armpits or something, which are a pain in my butt. I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, we're at the base of the back of the neck. And the part, like I said, that seems to take me a long time, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky this time. But getting in here and getting this off this front leg. Once you get an opening, it seems to go pretty quick. I was going to insulate more bee boxes today. Got about 11 more to go, 10 or 11 more to go, and those will be insulated, and the first 40 something will be made and insulated and ready for the season. But this opportunity come along, so, and I do enjoy doing this. Come on, spin around. There we go. Now, I'm not cutting towards the hide. You cut towards the meat. If you get a little meat on your hide, fine. You're going to flesh it anyways. Better than doing a bunch of sewing. Stick another paper towel to it. Sooner or later, you carve at it enough, you'll find an opening under those legs somewhere, and then life becomes a lot easier. And that's why I skin that leg out the way I do. Sometimes you just got to go back to the head. It's one thing I don't like about catching these in snares. I know they're usually dead when you get there, but you got a lot of mess to clean up. It's a lot easier to clean up a bloody foot than it is the whole head and the neck and everything. Try not to put too much force, don't need to break that again. I haven't seen an opening for my front leg yet. It's got to be getting pretty close here. Oh yeah. Okay. A couple more swipes and I'll be able to get my finger in there anyways. I keep saying once you get past this it'll be faster, but maybe I'm not that good because there's nothing fast about it. There you go. There's that split there for the leg that I did, right to the kneecap. So get to that. Sometimes I can, there we go. That's what we're looking for. We're getting there, guys. I do believe that we can go like that. There we go. Now we can lift her up and we can actually see what we're cutting against here. Should change this blade, but I'm used to it at the sharpness it is. Okay, I'm gonna work on this other leg, and then I'll bring you back when we're ready for the head. All right, guys, we are to the head. We're making good time. So it ain't been too horrible. You can see by this mess that I'm talking about, you know, it just, whenever a snare gets around anything, it does this. Well, we'll just slowly work our way around until we find an ear, which I think we're getting pretty close. I don't mind skinning some of the ear still attached like this though, because I got to turn the ears anyways. So it really doesn't affect much doing it that way. So if you can get a bunch of it, you ain't gonna skin anything with a stick, huh? So if you can leave a bunch of it on there, it don't hurt. And I'll tell you, I prefer them to be frozen. Then I just thaw them out a certain amount and skin them with the body still frozen. It's a lot less blood. But I don't think we're cold enough, really. I guess I could have hung it, but then I got to turn around and hang it back up for 2 or 3 days, 2 days to thaw it. And the risk of green belly, we don't want that. Hey, let me take this phone call. Alright guys, a bit of a delay there. I had to run off and do some checks for some inventory, but I got to the ears. I nub them off pretty close to the skull because then I can clean them up myself. But we're just going to keep on. I'm going to switch blades here. Get a fresh one because we want to make sure and get those lips and everything else. There's always a chance on buying critters like this and then cleaning them yourself and selling them. I mean, hopefully at least, well, I don't want to break even. I'd like, you know, it's a lot of work doing this, but said I do enjoy doing it. Ugh, turning it now when it's that high. Figure out how I'm going to clean this. I ain't sure if I want to put it in a bucket and wash it real good or something like that. Wife ain't letting me put it in her washing machine, I'll tell you that much. Take it to the local laundromat or something, I don't know. No. I think I can get it cleaned up. I can always take shampooer and clean it too. Kind of sucks. I gotta go to the city tomorrow. I'll be gone all day. I'd like to board this thing tonight, but let's see. Let's find. There's the eyes down there. I can get a few more inches out of this. Okay. Eyes right there. We want all those eyelids. I think the next one I'm going to friggin' make sure and let it freeze for a little bit first. And then re-thaw it out. That way I don't have such a huge mess. That's the eye right there. Hit that vein too, dirty dog. This side ain't too bad. You flush it, wipe it down, clean it real good. You're okay. The fur is the pain in the butt. That's the one I don't like getting too dirty. So we'll just keep on going here. I have some flashing to do. Those teeth up there, so let's see if we can't open this up and get that jaw. Man, what the hell did I just hit? Oh, I hate friggin' fresh hides. Oh, hit something up in there. Definitely a good vein. Need a tourniquet or something. Dang. We just gotta get this hide off here and then I'll clean it up after that. Just get done with it. There we go. And another one. Jesus Christ. Tell you what, do you hit a bone with these knives? They're great until you do that. And then they are a nightmare. If I do this, maybe I can slow it up from draining down the rest of the hide. That's that hole I'm looking for. There we go. I might not have a choice but to friggin' put this thing in a washing machine somewhere. See how bad the inside looks when we're done here. Then we take a few minutes and clean this area up real good. There we go. We almost got that bottom jaw off. Oh yeah, we got all the lips. Good. Yeah, let me dry my hands here and I'll show you that. I was worried I didn't get them all. I messed up or something, but it looks like we got them. So you can see all through there we got all the lips. So that's good. Now we just got to get this nose off of here. Won't be long. We'll get this carcass out of here. Give my dog something to bark at for the next couple days till I get rid of it. We gotta do the nose. Yay. Hey, hey. Let's get the hide out of the way somewhat here. We'll get that bloody mess out of here. All right, I'm gonna get that out of here and then clean this mess up, and we will start getting the feet out of it. Well, that left me one hell of a crime scene in here. Might have to go get some mop water, and for now we'll do this. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's so much nicer if they're, you know, half frozen or even frozen all the way and then thawed out, and you just thaw them out just far enough to skin them. And then you don't have this huge mess. But I'm gonna get this cleaned up and then we'll get the hide hung and I'll show you what I do with the feet. All right, guys, well, I didn't do a major cleanup, but stuff that's dry is just gonna have to stay there until I come off. For now, we are going to do this. Okay, sharpened up the knife. Sure, I'm going to go through some blades on this. Just kind of take your time and you work your way down. Like I said, I'll clean up those pads here just shortly. For me, it's just easier having it, the leg, doing it afterwards. Doing the foot after I remove it. Don't take much of a mistake here to cut into a pad or the fur. So take your time, and especially if you're using these Avalons and stuff, because they are sharp. And I like to cut between the toes. Give me a little space here. If you can get these outside ones down far enough, it helps a lot, and then you can pop one out of there. You know, because it's right there. So, I mean, I would like to go one more knuckle if possible here. Something's holding me up, though. I think it's these center ones I can't pull down. There we go. And right here, you could take the time now. It's not a bad time to clean these feet up some. Good time to grab this fat right here while it's hanging. There we go. Yeah, I just don't think there's a, I don't know, there might be a faster way of doing this. And all the ones I've ever done, it just takes time. Come on. Fat is not our friend on preserving hives. Hides, not hives. Got bees on my brain. knuckle there. There it goes. I know I had an easier way to do this in the past, but it's been a little while, so. There we go, and there's the first one. That was a good time once again to do a little cleanup on it. Get rid of some of those tendons and once you get two outside ones, the inside ones ain't too bad. There's that knuckle right there again. Almost got her. There we go. Now you just pull down on this and work your way around. And one little slip like that, and I got a little cut in it. Daggone it. It's alright. It won't show up. Or it will. Should be getting close to that final knuckle there on that one too. And stubborn. Damn thing is right there. They don't want to give it to me. So, chop it off and we'll work on it a little bit later. Oh, gotta take another call. Alright, we got that one, that last toe. Not a big deal. This is a back foot, not a front foot. It's a little different, but not too bad. So just keep working your way down until it won't move no more, and then I slice up between the toes. Work on the outline first. Holy smokes! Okay, I'm just gonna keep skinning, and we'll let you know here soon. My son wants Grandpa's truck, but I told him the only way he's getting that is if he sells the car. So there's guys wanting information on how to post the car, which I'd rather see him drive that big old Ford anyways than that little Honda, or Hyundai Tiburon. Sporty little car, a lot of fun, but A lot more American steel, or steel. Anyways, with that big old truck in between him and a moose. So, make me feel better if he's driving that. So I'm going to get this fleshed tonight, get the lips and ears and everything turned and ready to go. But I'm not going to board it tonight because I will be gone all day tomorrow, like I said, and it will get so dry on me that I won't get these feet turned again without soaking them. So I'm just going to get it all cleaned up, wrapped up, put in a bag, and it can sit in a nice cool spot for a day or so, and then we'll proceed. And I think I'm just going to have to wash this one. This is just too dirty to send off. I don't think I'll ever get it nice if I don't. Knuckles right there somewhere. Okay, well, you guys get the gist. I'm going to keep going on this. I'll bring it back when I start doing the lips and the ears and stuff like that. Alright guys, we got those feet off, and I have this mink board here. That's what I do with the ears. With that mink board, it takes a minute to find that edge. Once you do, it'll start traveling here. There we go. And there's always a little bit of fat right in the inside here, meat. Get rid of that. Clean that ear up some here. Gonna have to flesh all this anyways. Yeah, sometimes it takes me a second to find that line where it is. Oh, there we go. Sometimes I'll redo it here. Let's see here. There we go. I think that's that line we're looking for right there. Oh yeah, now I can see it good. So if the camera picks up, there's a line right here between the cartilage and that skin. And we got to get that off there so those ears don't rot or turn hard or anything like that. You want to leave, I leave about, I guess, 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 inch at the tip when I'm done with it. Find a place to lean it up, clean off some more of this meat. Because it'll just get in the way. And there's a little flap here I always end up with, like cartilage flap or something. There we go. I don't know if I get more money for it doing this or not, to be honest. Just the way I've always done them, and maybe I can just cut the feet off and sell it and be quick about it and make money too. But it was a nice big female, so it'd be a good mount for something, I think. But it is just a typical gray wolf. Nothing fancy about that. Definitely a little bit of finesse here. Just kind of nicking it. get some more of this junk off this ear here. Oh yeah, now she's cleaning it up good. And when the buyer looks at it, you don't want them to be like, why is that all hard? And I thought you said you did this or you did this. You just get it done. Okay, now what I do is I take the board out. And we flip that ear back in. And I can tell you, I'm only do about here, so I still have all of this to do. So, we got a ways to go yet. Put that board back in. But we're making good progress. Give it a good stretch. Now I find if I do damage to the ear, I just stop. As long as I got the most of it done, you know, I'll tend to just do more damage if I keep going. My heater's blowing cold air. I wonder if I ran out of heating fuel. That would suck. We got some in the garage. Check that ear again. Okay. I'm getting pretty close, and she's on both sides all the way. I mean, just a little bit on that tip if it'll let me have it. If it won't, well, then that's where we're going to stop, and we'll do the other one. Yeah, see, I see a little bit of hair there come through, so we're going to stop with that ear just like that. And we're going to switch over to this one and clean it up. So when I get ready to start the lips, I'll show you the lips and the nose. Okay, hopefully you guys can see. But we're going to start this nose. And I might be able to do some of it while holding this. So we're just going to work around this cartilage. Oh yeah, it'd be a lot easier with two hands. But, and then I'll put pressure on it here in a second. And we'll get her down there pretty close to the velvety part of the nose, and then just trim that off. Get rid of as much of that cartilage as possible. So let's see what we can do here. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those. Okay. It's easier if you put your finger on their nose, and you can push that nose up and really feel it. So you can start seeing that its cartilage is starting to bulge out some there. So just find it easier on the fleshing beam where you could put some, pull it down and then we still got to do that bottom lip too, so or we got to do all the lips, but get that lip down there a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we're cooking with gas. And just kind of feel it and, you know, find a happy spot that you're happy with. I leave a little bit. I don't take it all, because if you get down too far, then it's just you get right down and you end up, I'll show you, you'll end up taking that nasal section. So I like to make sure I have these little sides because that nose is right there. So I leave those little sides there. That's about as far as I take that down. Now the lips, it is what it is. It's just time consuming because we want to fold these lips down. So we skin them. I may change blades again here real quick because this one's pretty dull. Yeah, it's getting real dull. I just keep this black part. I don't think you need all of that. So I clean it up some here. There we go. And then I just set it up here and just kind of cut it to where you can fold the lip down. Let's see here. It might be easier if I do this too. Let's put this wolf on this board. Might be easier to work the lip that way. There we go. Yep, time for a new blade. I think I might have forgot how much work this actually is. Still got to get it fleshed tonight. So I don't keep all of it. Try to keep about a quarter to a half inch, at least a quarter inch of it. Get her good and cleaned up here. And there we go, now I can get to it. I'm just trying to open it up till it reaches. So what I'm doing here is just opening that up till it reaches this line right here. And then I leave just a little bit because you go too far. And it you just cut through it. And this whole head needs cleaned up quite a bit. Especially the gelatinous crap that's on it. But it's cleaning up pretty good. So I'm thinking about just doing a shampooer to clean the outside. Shampooer and wand. I don't see why that wouldn't work. Yeah, remember, get rid of that meat though out of there. We don't need that. There we go. While I'm here, I work on the head a little bit. Clean it up. Sticky. Okay. Now we'll work on the other side. Got most of this. Then when I'm drying them, I'll put some borax on the lips and the nose and up in the ears and the feet, just to suck that moisture completely out of them. Make sure they dry good. Okay. Maybe get a little cleanup done. Probably use a fleshing tool. Also, the knife works for me on this part. If I don't slip and screw up, which I did. So, I'll be sewing. That happens. Okay, let's see here. How's that lower lip looking? Got a little bit to do here. Got a little carried away with my knife there. Now I'm going to have to do some sewing. Nothing major, but might as well close the hole up though. Bottom lip don't sit on the board as nice. I think you guys got the gist of what we do, or how I do this. So, next I'll throw the apron on and we are going to start fleshing this thing and get rid of some fat. So let me get set up and we'll show you that. Alright, let's do some fleshing if I can get rid of this sticky stuff off of me here. Okay. Careful, don't use the sharp side on this part unless you need it, and if you do, you better know what you're doing with it. But we're going to squish out all this blood from the snare. Yeah, maybe I'll set you guys up over here. I'll be able to see a little better what I'm doing. Don't want to go too far either. You get into the hair follicles and you just lose the hair. And that don't do you any good. Just did all that work for nothing. Now I'm going to clean the head up the rest of the way with a knife, nice and slow. You can see all that blood and moisture coming out of there. We want to get rid of that. A bruise is a bruise, but we don't want a blood pocket. The sharp side for a second there, the way it was grabbing. And I just slowly work my way around it. Get past his neck here where that snare was. And it won't be so bad. Get rid of all this meat, all this fat down here. See, all tangled up here. There we go. Guess I'm not out of fuel because I'm cooking. Turn this heater down. All right, guys, I'm gonna keep flushing on this. I'll clean it up and I'll turn it right side out before I store it for a couple days, and I'll show you what it looks like. Well, guys, it's definitely going in a bath, but still, it was prettier. It was white. So this will be going into a bath. It's fleshed, all that stuff. So at this point, I am going to roll it up just the way it is, put it in a bag, and in a couple days when I get back, it is going to get washed. Then I'll put fans on it. Then we'll stretch it and deal with it. But for now, it needs washed really bad. So we'll see you here in a couple days, and I'll show you the progress. Good morning, everybody. It is Valentine's Day, February 14th. And I was getting ready to have the snow machines, got them all fired up, get ready to load up, go take care of some prop lines today. And that didn't go as planned. Got the machines all loaded up, or fired up, not loaded up. Getting ready to load them, and decided, I hung that wolf after it froze back up because I figured it'd take a couple days, cool temperatures to thaw back out completely. Checked on it this morning and it is thawed. So we don't want that thing going to waste, all that blood in the fur and everything. So I have pulled together my fans, some lukewarm rinsing water, a bit of Dawn dish soap, and some warm water. But there was just no way I was going to clean this. So plans changed today. I'm going to get that in here, and I'm going to start washing it, get it wrung out, get it rinsed real good. I'll put some fans on it, and maybe by later this afternoon, it should be by later this afternoon at least, I'll crank up the heat in here, maybe start wood stove. We should be able to put her on a board. Like I said, I still need to sew that cut I did in his head too, because that sucks. Just one slip of the knife real quick, and that was the end of that. So I am going to start washing this, and we'll get going on this. Get some gloves on. If I can figure out my little tripod here. There we go. Oh. Well, it appears I am out of rubber gloves, so I am going to go get rubber gloves before I start this process, and I'll be back. All right, guys, we're back. And here soon, I finally found, well, I bought 2 sets of wireless mics that I can't hook to my friggin' GoPro, but the wife found me some, so those will be here soon. So I won't, as I walk away in the future, I won't be, just talking and nobody can hear me. First thing I got to do here is I got to get these reversed, because even the feet are bloody on this. And like I said, I want this to be nice and clean. New gloves. Normally I buy the black ones. They didn't have my size. So I was like, oh, what the heck? We'll try these. Yeah, see, we can't be doing that, but that's a nice, for a female, this is a nice sized wolf. But boy, she thawed back out a lot faster than I thought she was going to. That's all right. Would have been nice to go out today. It looks like it's going to be a bluebird day out there. And then tomorrow it'll probably be blizzard and overcast and hard to see, but we're used to that by now. So I'll sit around the shop today after I get done with this, and got to silicone some of the seams on these bee boxes that we're insulating. Alright, now I can get this thing in some water and maybe give it a little washing. Good thing is right now it's not heavy. That'll change here, I imagine, once we get her getting wet. But it's funny how much it takes for it to actually soak up that water. Oh yeah. That in there. I'll see if I can find me a stick, and I'll bring you guys back when we start wringing it out. Alright, we got the first washing. Looks like blood's going to come out pretty nice. Then we'll have to empty this and give it a good rinse. Might have to rinse it a couple times. We'll get everything we can out of it. She was bloody. Then once I'm done rinsing, I think I'll use the water to help clean up my floor again. About out of SD card on this one, storage. So I was kind of hoping that it would survive so I don't have to split the SD cards for this video, but starting to look like a wet dog. Okay, I'm gonna go empty this and we will pour some warm water in there and continue. Well, had to stop for a minute. I was pouring some fresh water in there and damn tote fell over and flooded my floor. So, but I got some of it cleaned up, all that wolf blood. So now we just got to rinse. Might have to rinse it a couple times. Make sure to get all that soap out of it. We will see. Not looking too bad though. The water's not real bloody. So that's good. I think she's turning out pretty good. She's getting pretty clean. Okay, let's see here. Fucking heavy. I'll give it that. Freaking heavy, sorry. Okay, we'll wring this out. See how it turns out. Alright guys, Mark showed up, so teamwork makes the dream work, I guess. Get this all wrung out, and then we'll put some fans on it. And
holy smokes.
empty out the feet. They hold a lot of water.
It holds a lot of water.
We're only going to get so much, but the more we get out of it, the better. We can crank her up again too. Make her
seems like the head's better. It's just
yeah,
the torso.
Get her up to where she's not in that bucket. Ugh.
Yeah, I know. I got squirted in the face too.
We'll leave that joke alone. But she looks like she come out clean. Then we'll put the fan on it and or the fans. Like I said, I tried to go and buy one of those carpet fans today, and they don't sell them here. So I was gonna set it right here underneath, just blowing up at it.
Yeah.
Well, she's looking good. I think that's something we can work with. If you want to try it one more time.
What's that?
Wringing it one more time.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll might have to go get one of those extension cord rolls that I have that have the multi-plugs. We'll see. We do have a few plugs around here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't believe I had like a couple gallons of water in there and just dumped it. This floor will never be clean because I screwed up and I was dipping traps. And I got that full metal jacket on the floor. And
that's why it's so slick.
It won't come up. Yeah, that's the way to start the morning. Then I'm going in silicone boxes. Helena even called in sick today. She's like, nah.
Oh,
I'm
man.
going to stay home today. I'm like, good. I didn't even drink that much beer last night. Like, nah, I don't want to be hungover for traffic.
Yeah, we went out walking.
Alright, we'll get the fans on it and we'll bring you guys back. Well, let's wander over and take a look at this wolf hide for the first check and see if it's starting to dry. I think it's been a couple hours. Oh, I'm running out of time. I think I got about 20 minutes left on this SD card. Still need to get the skull off this wolf, and got to pull the skulls off all these marten. They're all worth something. Oh, looks like something's happening. Stepped on this one here. This one I think decided to fall over my fan. Let's see if we can't get her plugged back in here. Probably crank up the heat in here a little bit too. We'll just have to find a better place for this. Maybe just right down like that will work fine. But it's not doing me any good here. She's starting to. The underside's doing better. Maybe we'll take a brush and kind of brush her backwards, but it's kind of chilly in here, so let's kick her up to 70. Get some heat rolling here. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll just like this, and oh, that's drying up there pretty nice. Here, we'll fluff her up a little bit here. Maybe help it out. It's gonna take a little bit, but yeah. Oh yeah, we're getting some drying action going. Good. And now I think it's the back more than anything that just ain't drying yet. The ears. Some of the ears are starting to dry. Gotta reverse this hair a little bit, let some air get in there. She's got a good mane, good coat. So maybe I can set a heater right on top of the Toyo and blow air right at it. Let's try that. That might be a good idea here. There we go. That's it. Some of it's starting to, still damp, but it's starting to dry. So we'll let her go another couple hours. We'll come back, check it again. Hopefully by the end of the day we could get her reversed and put on a board and reverse her again tomorrow, and just let her dry until it's time to go to sale. Alright guys, check number 2, and I started a fire, so we want to make sure there's not 120 degrees in there. Mark showed up to make sure I was doing everything correct. So let's see if fire should be cranking pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's nice in here.
It's definitely warmer than it was.
It smells like wet dog, but it's nice. Let's see here. Oh yeah, she's still pretty damp. We were just out here shortly, but the belly's dried up nice. That's doing really well. I might just turn this and let that fan do its thing.
Oh, the back ain't bad.
Starting to dry up pretty good. A few more hours and I think we'll be able to reverse it, and once we get those ears dried too. I don't want those ears being all wet.
Get all fluffed up. Neck.
What's funny is I'm gonna do all this roughing, and then I'm gonna spray it down with a water bottle when I brush it. Let it dry. And then brush it again and fluff it some more. Yeah, she's looking good. So a little dampness up here, but nothing major. That's dry and nice and white. This is the way we want to see it. Let's see here.
This looks like this dried pretty good.
A little blood on the face right there, but I'll clean that up when I sew it up. So, well, we'll let it dry for another hour or two. All right, we're gonna prep this thing. Let me turn this fan off. We're gonna prep this wolf and get ready to put it flesh out. So you can see how that's already drying really good in there. And so we want to get this done. So we got to turn these back inside out so they can dry good. There we go. But I think everything's dry enough, and plus, see, the bottom feet always hold the water after washing.
Yeah.
Because everything runs downhill.
Like this?
Yep, just like that. And that way these can dry for a few hours. Like I said, we'll borax it too and everything. Make sure that it's good. There we go. Looks good. Good. Got the board?
Yep.
Oops, she's holding on. She's wet.
On the inside, yeah.
Sticking. There we go.
Goes.
Okay. Then we'll have to get those ears turned back too. Get all this back where it belongs. You got that in?
Yep.
I'll just reach up here and go like that. There's the ears. And then I want those pushed back out because I want that to dry too,
Oh, yeah.
all the way to the end of the.
What about
there
the
we go.
legs?
Yeah, pull those out. We got to board all that and pin it all and everything else. All righty. Shut her back on.
Those two.
Go ahead. Okay. Grab that nose up just like that. We'll make sure she's centered on our board nicely. But she's not yet. Ugh. Not much room in here, so like everything in my life. There we go. That's good. That'll be good. Okay. Now we could probably get away with putting it up there to spread it. Okay, now let me get a nail or a pin of some sort here. A lot of work. We could pin these first, these legs. So let's grab some thumbtacks.
Bottom lip don't want to stay up.
Not yet, it won't. So on the wolves, I do like this on the side. Stretch it down. Make sure it's even with the length of this one. And lay flat, so I put one about every 1.5 inches or so. Yeah, she was already starting to dry up. And we'll get our width here in a second on this one. Like I said, we still have to board the front legs. And the tail. That's a start. Put that one a little pole that way.
And you got the inside yet.
Go ahead, give her a little time. There you go. make this easier on ourselves. There you go. Let's set her up on this. There we go. Now we can work on it. Good times, good times. There's a couple Martin boards here. They work well for this. It's a lot of work doing walls. That's why sometimes I really don't care that I just get a bunch of Martin.
Yeah.
I can do a lot of Martin in the time I do a wall. But it's just like a Martin or any other critter, it's all about presentation. If you let it shrink up and not stretch it and everything, then they're like, oh look, that thing is small. Or they didn't take time to prep it very good. You don't get the good money. Nope, just on top.
So you don't have to stretch that?
Nope, just like that. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Now we have to get on for this and for the tail.
Yeah, I was trying to stretch it out.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm gonna do a couple boards. Well, flip it over to get that anyways.
Yeah, give me a minute, I'm slow.
Yeah, no, take your time. No hurry. What I could do is, because we kept all those parts, I might be able to use another Martin board for that. It's thinner, it's just easier to
Yeah.
deal with. Okay,
Always good.
over here. The only reason I do this here is just as a display, so when we take it in, they can see that all the parts are still there.
Did you pin that on the back side, the back leg?
Yeah, what we're gonna do now is
Then
see
get
this
mine pinned.
lips really not turned that great, to be honest. Now we'll flip this whole thing over here in a minute. Okay, let's flip it over. Another board. The tails really ain't that wide.
Don't step on that stack.
Don't step on the back.
Yeah. Guess that's about good.
We can take and tack it all the way up to here. I'll take this little tail here. fur so thick, it's a little, it taps through the. Yeah. Gotta get to the very end. Alright guys, I'm going to sew up this mishap and then we will bring it back when we're done. Here, let's show you the damage. Messed up, wrong side of the draw knife. Like I said, did some damage there. And I'll show you when we get back what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, there you go. That's all sewed up. Didn't take but a couple minutes, and we'll see what it looks like on the other side when we turn it. Alright guys, I forgot my camera. We went ahead and turned the wolf though. Put some borax in its paws, some borax in the ears and the lips and stuff like that just to make sure. But all in all, not too bad. 8-foot board. So, what are we looking at? 7-footer, 7'2", somewhere in there, 7'5", whatever, from nose to tail. I don't think I have a tape measure out here. If I did, I'd measure it just to be sure. But at this point, we'll come out and we'll brush it. It's still the first, still got a little moisture to it here on the outside. And then we'll come out and we'll brush it again. Then we'll come out and we'll brush it again. And then we'll come out and we'll brush it some more. But other than that, that's generally the process I go through for doing a wolf. I guess we can do a size comparison somewhat. You want to stand it up next to you, straight up and down, Mark? How tall are you, Mark?
6'2" and a half.
6'2" and a half. Turn that thing a little bit so we can see the either side. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
6'3", somewhere in there.
Little difference in size and height wise there, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's my process. Like I said, we'll get her finished drying, brushing. It could stay on the board for the next week or so until we go to the fur buyer. And if the fur buyer will let me, I'm going to record that too, so you can see them grading fur and everything else and pricing, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys. As always, be safe, have fun, and we will see you on the next adventure. Probably tomorrow we'll be on the trap line.